Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome. I hope everyone is doing well. All right, let's get started with your oracles. Messages for Sagittarius. We have Thorned Reflection, number 39. And on the bottom is Neon Solitude, number 16. Let's see what Thorned Reflection says. 39. Key themes: self-awareness, beauty amidst struggle, growth through pain, resilience, vulnerability, and balance. It says your thorns are not flaws. They are testaments to your strength and protectors of your essence. Thorned reflection reminds you that true beauty is found in the balance between vulnerability and resilience. Growth does not come without struggle, and pain is often the fertile ground from which transformation blooms. Embrace your whole self, the thorns and the blooms, and honor the journey that has shaped you. In doing so, you radiate an authentic beauty that inspires others. All right, let's get the Island Time Wellness. We're going to get 3 of these messages for Sagittarius. You have Girl with Popcorn, going out, excess, escapism, little regard for consequence, creating a mess, and not paying attention. Fake profile, liar, scammer, creeper alert, do a background check, not genuinely interested and not who you think. And subconscious mind, recondition your subconscious mind to change your life. Subliminals rewrite belief system. And on the bottom is proposal. Get proposed to. Surprise gift. Something that is proposed. Things moving to the next level. The indication here is someone is not seeing something clearly. It's in regards to another person. This could be also about like a way of being, not seeing things clearly due to. This feels to me like it would be talking about like unhealthy habits or toxic behaviors, like that becoming like a way of life for someone, and maybe going into a new relationship, not seeing the red flags because that's what someone is used to. They're not recognizing it as something that is unhealthy. So let's get the situations. We're going to get 3 of these for more context. Messages for Sagittarius. Realization, awareness, finding out, and coming to light. Unconditional, genuine, certain, and love. And projected, futures, future days, weeks, months. On the bottom is drastic, extreme, harsh, and cut off. Hold on just a second. I need to remove my cat. Here, Dexter. Come on. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so awareness, like a realization. Yeah, I do feel like this is a love situation. This really isn't telling me a whole lot. Let's go ahead and get started with the tarot. So we're going to start with the overall energy. Tell me about the overall energy for Sagittarius. The devil. Yeah. What I'm feeling like here is it feels to me like someone's been through a string of bad relationships because it was talking about in this oracle recognizing the thorns and the blooms. I think someone has been through a string of bad relationships and is going to be realizing that this isn't the way things should be. Six of Wands in reverse. See, that's indicating a lack of recognition of something toxic. Yeah. It's like someone's not seeing that they're being treated like the relationship they're in is unhealthy. They're not seeing that it's unhealthy because this is how things have always been. But there needs to be a realization of that, or there's going to be a realization of that. So the devil, Six of Wands in reverse, Eight of Swords in reverse. Six of Swords, Six of Wands. Yeah, see, Six of Wands in reverse with the Six of Wands upright and the Star. Healing. This is talking about changing perceptions on relationships and um, seeing that you deserve more than continuing on in these unhealthy relationships or staying in these toxic relationships. This has to do a lot with like self-worth, self-love, but it's also because the way I'm seeing it in my mind's eye is like whenever you're raised from a child, um, in a certain way of being, you don't know that there's any other way because that's how you were raised. It's giving me the feeling like someone has already always been treated a certain way. So they don't have the realization yet that uh, things do not have to be this way. But I feel like that's changing or it's indicating that in regards to this needs to be healed. Um, this is going to be a deep reading. I can already tell. Six of Swords, Six of Wands, the Star. This is like inner reflection. World in reverse, unfinished business. The Chariot. Page of Wands. Okay. This is saying that whoever's dealing with this needs to move on from, it seems like it's talking about someone specific, needing to move on from someone that is toxic or it's an unhealthy relationship. There needs to be recognition of that. It's saying someone needs to move on, move forward, move out, but there's some sort of unfinished business. I feel like there's some sort of toxic loop going on here in a relationship. Tell me about the overall energy for Sagittarius. Snake, deception. That's what, okay. So yeah, there's something, it's either the toxic person, either one person is toxic and it's creating an unhealthy relationship, or there's two people here that are toxic together, which in turn creates an unhealthy relationship. But it's exactly like I said, the toxic loop. There, it feels to me like either someone manipulates the other to stay or makes them believe that they don't have a way out. There's some sort of deception being created here, either by one person or someone is creating this deception within themselves, like they need to be with someone, or that's what the toxic loop is. It's almost like a could be like a trauma bond, or it's not healthy, whatever it is. The garden, this is about social gathering or something being out in the open. See, this is needing recognition. Someone needs to recognize that they need to move on, move forward, move out. We have the Chariot here. It's the same as over here. It's saying that someone needs to see this clearly. It feels to me like the one who's dealing with this. The moon is illumination. Yeah. This is indicating like there's a better way. There's a better way of being. There's a better way of living no longer being trapped in your thoughts or in a self-imposed prison. I feel like whoever's dealing with this is in a relationship with someone who mentally manipulates them, makes them, could be saying things such as, you'll never find no one better than me, you'll never make it without me. And this has got someone, whoever's dealing with this, believing this. Um, it's saying that someone needs to get away from someone else in order to see that there's a better way. All right. So tell me about the challenge for Sagittarius. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Hanged Man in reverse, Pisces energy. To me, it seems like these two are feeding off the other, or it feels like I just keep getting like a toxic loop. I feel like there is some sort of mental manipulation. Um, I feel like one person is very naive to the other, or has just been so manipulated. It feels kind of like how a cult would do. Like one feels like they must follow the other, or do as the other says, or whatever the other person says has to be true. There needs to be, it's almost like being under some kind of spell, and that spell needs to be broken, because I feel like the challenge here is some sort of exchange, or it's saying the burden here is the equal give and take, or becoming free of this. Like I said, I feel like one feeds the other and the cycle repeats. It's like it's indicating like it would be hard without the one dealing with this having the recognition or changing their perception. It would be hard to break this cycle. But I feel like the reason this reading is coming up is because that there is going to be that recognition. Six of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, the Hanged Man in reverse. Four of Wands in reverse. Four Cups in reverse. And the Sun. It seems to me almost like the one dealing with this needs to realize that they can become free of this. It's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye is someone telling the other, you're shackled, you're chained, you can't get away. And the person's looking at themselves and they don't see any shackles. But because the person is telling them they're shackled and chained, they're believing it, even though they don't see it. So it's indicating like needing that clarity to know you're free to go. Having that realization like, oh, those shackles really aren't there. I can actually go. This, what this person is telling me, is not true. Because it's saying in regards to an equal exchange, there's instability. It's saying this relationship is not a stable relationship. Four of Wands in reverse, Four of Cups in reverse, the Sun, Five of Pentacles, yep, the Two of Cups, Seven of Cups. See, once again, an illusion. Needing clarity from an illusion in order to get unstuck. It's saying that whoever's dealing with this feeling as though they can't get away, that's an illusion. It's indicating if you have, if the one dealing with this can get the clarity, they can become free of this. And all it takes is them choosing to do that for themselves. The universe, spirit guides, angels are urging someone to get out of this situation. Leave someone out in the cold. There's instability. Tell me about the challenge. Someone may not be able to leave someone else due to finances. Rider, that's a quick messenger. This is about ending the relationship. This is communication. So that's what the Six of Pentacles is, an exchange of communication. I'm leaving you. That's the challenge here is someone leaving someone else, and it's due to toxicity or unhealthy behaviors. The Scythe, yeah, cutting something or someone out. I feel like for the one dealing with this, there's a lot of fear, or I don't know that this person fears the other as like fears for their life, but there is a sense of there's fear here because the one who's toxic is making the other feel I have power over you. And that's where the fear comes from. Because I think there has been thoughts here of leaving, but there's fear in that. Fear of leaving because the one who's dealing with this feels the other has power over them. Wearing a mask. It's saying it's an illusion. Usually, when people feel the need to control other people or make themselves feel bigger than someone else, it's because they are insecure. It's because they are weak. They need to feel this way over someone else in order to make themselves feel bigger or better or superior. And when it's truly quite the opposite. But it's hard whenever you're the one who is being controlled over or has power, someone you feel as though someone has power over you. It's not easy to recognize that, because these type of people are looking for weak or vulnerable or naive people, or like I said earlier, people who have really don't know any other way than this. Those are the type of people they prey on. And the thing about it is you're not weak or vulnerable or naive. They're just making you look or making you think or feel that way. The thing is the one who's dealing with this has all the power. And the one who's toxic is doing everything they can to make sure the other does not recognize that. Okay. So tell me about Sagittarius's energy. This is a deep reading. And the energy I'm feeling comes from someone who may have suffered some sort of long-term abuse, possibly through childhood into adulthood. This feels to me like what someone needs a realization of is of a soft touch, a loving heart, empathy. It just seems to me for someone here that's dealing with this, um, they need to get out of that cycle of possible abuse. Also, for the one who's being toxic, more than likely they've come from a long line of um, toxic behaviors, possibly learned through childhood, except they're doing the opposite. They are taking on that toxic energy instead of being dealt it. Oh my goodness. Okay. So Sagittarius's energy, Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, and the Four of Wands. So this, it could be you dealing with this, you could be the one doing this, or this could be someone like close to you that you know that could be going through this. So just take it how it resonates. Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, Four of Wands, waiting on stability. Okay. Let me get some more here. Ace of Wands, Three of Wands, Four of Wands. Hanged Man in reverse. Starting something new, becoming unstuck. Four Pentacles. It looks like someone could be waiting to get out of some sort of financial struggle. Family, the home. Hanged Man in reverse. Four Pentacles in reverse. Ten of Cups. Three of Pentacles. This is working to, someone's working to get themselves unstuck. Yeah, work. It seems more like financial in nature. I'm not quite sure what this section is trying to tell me. Sagittarius's energy. Birds, that's about the owls, about wisdom. Work or teamwork. This looks like it could be indicating, it seems like there's already been some kind of clarity here. And it looks to me like someone is working to financially get themselves out of this situation, possibly secretly, because I think if the other person knew this, that the other was trying to get away, that they would create some kind of like financial abuse here, like prevent the other from having any money, to prevent them from being able to leave. This could also be getting some sort of help from family, or um, some sort of help. It doesn't necessarily have to be from family, but it does feel like there is possibly some kind of support here to get out the coffin. That's an ending. See, this is work or working hard towards either releasing someone or getting out of financial struggle. It's saying your ships are coming in. So what you're working to, whoever's dealing with this, whatever you're working towards, it's coming in regards to an ending or something ending. Dog is loyalty. This is looking to me like, let me see, what is the Ace of Swords in reverse? Ten of Cups, Four of Wands. What this looks like to me is this person, whoever's dealing with this, is trying to move towards some sort of stability and maybe reaching out to family, but I don't know that that's going to be successful. Queen of Pentacles. So that's like wife, mother energy. It's also connected to money. Let me get one more here. Queen of Pentacles, Ace of Swords in reverse, Ten of Cups, Four of Wands, Temperance. That's Sagittarius, balance, healing. This looks to me, yeah, there's the Empress on the bottom. It's talking specifically about a mother energy. Um, if this is family and if family is willing to help, there's conditions like needing to pay rent or there's an option. It's indicating there's an option here and it's connected to family, but it doesn't feel like the greatest option. This feels like asking family for help, and they're saying they will help, but it's like they don't really want to help. Like they're doing it out of obligation, and that's just an uncomfortable feeling. Or this could be saying, in regards to staying with family, it's saying something isn't going to work out here, or something isn't working out as planned, or something may work, but it's going to be uncomfortable. Okay, so the next section is what you don't see. What you don't see for Sagittarius. I mean, if this is the only option you have, and this is the situation, this is a better option than staying where you're at. Because the key here, in order for someone to begin their healing, and this will be the beginning of this healing will happen pretty quickly, because once whoever's dealing with this gets away from this toxic person or this unhealthy relationship, they're going to start seeing things clearly. It's going to happen pretty much as soon as the one dealing with this gets away from the other, because there's a lot of manipulation and confusion and illusion, and once there's separation from that, then the fog begins to clear. So we have the Two of Swords, Eight of Cups. Yeah, I'm telling you, this person is not a good person. Whoever is dealing with this, they're dealing with someone who's not a good person. The what you don't see is saying that someone here, I feel like the one dealing with this is making a decision to walk away from someone who's controlling or manipulative. Two of Swords, Eight of Cups, King of Wands in reverse. So what this feels like to me is the beginnings of someone recognizing, I need to get out of this. More than likely, things are not improving. They could be getting worse. Things could be escalating. And I think there's a recognition here of, I need to get out of this situation, or I need to figure out how to get myself out of this situation. Queen of Swords, Five of Swords in reverse, and the Devil. The Devil on the King of Wands in reverse. Mm-mm-mm. This is not a good energy. Queen of Swords, Five of Swords in reverse, the Devil. Hermit. The Queen of Swords sees things clearly. She cuts through the BS, cuts someone out. This is making the decision to be alone, seeing things clearly, cutting someone out. This is also going within. And that's what I said in the beginning. Someone needs to go within to see that there's a better way. Three of Wands. Walking away, even though someone hasn't walked away previous, it's saying this is coming. Eight of Swords. Yep. There's fear. There's fear coming from the one that's dealing with this, and it could be just physically afraid of the other, but it feels more to me like, because whenever I say fear, I feel like someone has shrunk themselves down. They keep looking up at the other person. So it's like a superiority thing for the one who's dealing with this. It's not necessarily a fear of uh like being hurt, like physically hurt. It's more of a fear of you have power, like someone, whoever's dealing with this is thinking you have power over me, and that causes fear. Tell me about what you don't see for Sagittarius. The lilies is peace. Yeah, making the decision, inner reflection, cutting someone out in order to have peace. Yeah. Gentlemen, this is a masculine energy. You could be a masculine. You could be dealing with a masculine. This section here is just talking about either someone is waiting to leave, where it's saying someone didn't leave before, but they're going to leave now. So it's either saying in regards to leaving, your ships are coming in, or it's saying someone is waiting for the opportunity, which it was saying up here that someone's doing the work to make this new beginning happen. The whip, stress, anger, anxiety. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's what this Eight of Swords is indicating here. There's fear of, it's an indication of, I'm afraid of what may happen if I upset this person or anger this person. And once again, that's just connected to that control and that toxicity. Um, But the thing is, once again, the one who's dealing with this person has, whether they realize it or not, has power over the other, because the reason this person, this toxic ass person, needs to feel like they have control or power over someone else is because they feel weak and insecure. So tell me about the advice for Sagittarius. Temperance, Sagittarius energy, Two of Wands, and the Five of Swords. This is once again talking about leaving one thing behind to take action towards something else, turning your back in order to have balance, healing. Temperance, Two of Wands, Five of Swords, Page of Swords, King of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. See, where was that at? Where was that at? Eight of Cups, Five of Swords. Yeah. See, here we have the Five of Swords upright with the Eight of Cups upright, and here we have the Eight of Cups with the Five of Swords in reverse. It's saying do what you couldn't do before. Let me get some more. Page of Swords, King of Pentacles, Eight of Cups. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Five of Cups. Moon. Confusion. Message of bad news. Let me get one more row here. Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Five of Cups. The Moon. Three Swords. Strength. And Justice. Okay. What this is talking about is don't allow this person to talk you out of leaving, and also don't talk yourself out of leaving. And this is probably the hardest step of the whole situation is um not moving forward because of that mental manipulation and that fear. It's saying don't have the strength to keep moving forward or keep pushing forward. Don't let yourself get trapped in your thoughts about these manipulated beliefs. It's saying in regards to any confusion or illusion, know the truth or gain balance in order to walk away from a person or a situation. And that is the only way that whoever's dealing with this is going to be able to get out of this. Because as long as they keep going backwards to that mindset or those thoughts, it's going to keep pulling that person back into this. The What it's saying is to have the strength and the courage and the confidence to not let those thoughts interfere in order for you to keep moving forward and away from this situation. And this is talking specifically about that time of leaving. Um, Whenever you're walking out that door or, heading out to, don't let those thoughts creep back in, those manipulated thoughts. Advice for Sagittarius lady. So you could be a feminine, dealing with a feminine, but this here is talking about that. In order to have healing, see, Wheel of Fortune, this is saying a message of bad news. Wheel of Fortune in reverse in regards to a breakup. This is someone telling themselves, um, this isn't going to go well. And it's saying in order for it to have healing, do not do this. In order to have balance, do not do this. Continue moving. Don't talk yourself out of ending this. The Star, illumination. Yeah. This is talking about leaving one thing behind to take action towards something else. This is once again having those inner thoughts. Have the strength to leave one thing behind and take action towards something else. See, we have this Five of Cups. Someone here is thinking they're going to have regret in regards to this person somehow. See, that King of Pentacles is upright. So this is how the manipulated person sees the toxic one. Even though they're the King of Wands in reverse, devil energy, they see them as the King of Pentacles. So they see the toxic person as someone they can depend on, or as res- responsible for like their income, or they see them as their stability. So there's fear here of regretting leaving one thing behind to take action towards something else. It's saying there needs to be illumination here. There needs to be strength. That what someone, whoever's dealing with this, what they're seeing in this person is really not the truth. This is like cult-like mentality is what it feels like to me. there, it feels almost like this toxic person tries to have like this godlike complex over the other. It's almost like they want the one dealing with this to like worship them. It's like a superiority complex. The anchor. This is about security and stability. What was this? Yeah, walking away, turning your back from the confusion, the illusion, in order to have balance, security, and stability. This is going to be something for the one who's dealing with this. This is going to be something that once they are able to get away from this, their eyes are going to be open to a whole new world. Because what I feel that whoever's dealing with this is a lot, they're surrounded by a lot of darkness. I guess it's dark energy. And what I see is them stepping out like through a door and sunlight, nothing but sunlight. And I feel like that's going to be the difference in how whoever's dealing with this sees the world, like day, dark and light. Yeah, like day and night difference. But it's for the better. Um, it feels to me like, uh, say, someone who's like been in solitary confinement, like no sunlight, and then being let outside for the first time. Tell me about the outcome for Sagittarius. Page of Pentacles, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, the Page of Swords, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and the Eight of Wands. Learning something, communicating a message of truth. Page of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Eight of Wands. Learning. This is literally learning something and not reconciling. Yeah. Queen of Cups in reverse. Six of Cups. Oh, goodness. It's saying that this person is going to try to convince the other to come back. It's saying it's not going to work. I feel like it's not going to take this person being away from the other long to be able to see things clearly, to realize, this was bad. Um, I feel like once whoever's dealing with this can break free from this person, they'll be free of them, like mentally as well. But it's not, they're still going to try. The toxic person, the whoever, whatever they are, they're going to reach out and try to get whoever's dealing with this to come back. I don't think they're going to do it though. Not reconciling, giving a message of truth or a message of bad news. This is like, I don't care for you anymore. Ace of Cups in reverse, Queen of Cups in reverse, Six of Cups. Yeah, the High Priestess in reverse, Four Swords. Once there's, the separation is key here. Once whoever's dealing with this is out of the other person's grasp, it's like that spell I was talking about in the beginning is broken. And I think they're aware of that. Yeah, not getting a second chance. Once there's separation here, then that's the end of it. Tell me about the outcome for Sagittarius. Bridging the gap. Yeah, learning. This is literally learning something. This is um, learning through experience, learning through getting out of one situation, getting out of this bad situation and seeing this isn't how things are supposed to be. And that's bridging the gap. That's the realization, awareness, finding out, coming to light. I just now coming to light, and I was talking about that light or that sunlight. Cross, sacrifices or burdens. Yep. A message of bad news or a message of truth. I don't have feelings for you more. I don't care for you anymore. Once there's separation, needing to heal, a child, new beginning. Yep. Not giving a second chance. It's saying that the controlling person is going to communicate to try to get the one dealing with this to come back, and saying they're not getting a second chance. This is starting something new, which is what the one dealing with this is working towards anyhow. This is going to be a situation where once someone frees themselves of this, they will never go back into this. This is pretty, it feels pretty bad to me. It may not be like physically harmful. It could be, or it could have been escalating to that. It feels more to me like this is about control, power. This is more uh, mentally harmful, emotionally harmful, and sometimes that can be a lot more long lasting and painful than some physical situations. Um, it will take time because it's clearly saying there needs to be healing here, but the healing can't begin until whoever's dealing with this gets away from this situation. But this is going to be an ongoing process. But the first step is leaving, and that is the biggest and best step. All right. So let's get the timing cards, messages for Sagittarius. You have release all expectations, and time has been delayed, which it is indicating like there is a waiting, or due to working towards something, there's a waiting period. Um, it seems to me more like it's a time of trying to figure something out or come up with a strategy to leave. All right, messages for Sagittarius. Well, okay. You have Weasel. Be silent, pay attention, and simply observe with your eyes, ears, and physical feelings what is happening inside and all around you. And on the bottom is Boar. Pig. Face your problems head on with confidence and courage, and you will emerge victorious. Yes. All right, Sagittarius, that is what I have for you. If you enjoyed the reading or if it resonated, please hit the like button, subscribe if you like, and I will see you on the next one. Bye bye.